Welcome back to Fleet Equipment on the Road. Recently, Shell Rotella asked me to host a panel on the development of the upcoming PC-12 engine oil category. And just like I told attendees at TMC, don't worry, you're not going to be hearing from me about it because we had a panel full of experts. I'll let you check it out. To my right, we have Karen Howman, the OEM Technical Manager for Shell Global Solutions and the Chairperson of the API New Category Development Team. Then Bill O'Ryan, Director of the Engine Oil Licensing and Certification System at the API. And Heather DeBon, Vehicle Technical Fluids Specialist, Traton R&D, US. So, segment one, how are engine oil specifications developed? So starting with Bill, can you walk us through how a new oil like PC-12 category is developed?
So really it starts with a need, and the need is generally expressed by the OEMs, and in this case for diesel engine oils, it'd be the Truck and Engine Manufacturers Association, or EMA, that will request a new category. And that new category request comes into what's called the Diesel Engine Oil Advisory Panel, or DEOAP. And that team meets to kind of work through some of the details at a very high level, and if it's determined that the request is viable and needed and cannot be fulfilled through an existing category, then the DOAP actually forms what's called a new category evaluation team, or NCET. We like our acronyms in the engine oil business. And that team then goes into a much deeper dive, looking at all of the requirements and determining whether or not it is necessary to develop a new category. And so once they've done their due diligence, and in this case for PC-12, they decided, yep, we need to have a new category. So they formed what's called the NCDT, which is what Kevin's already alluded to a little bit, and that is the new category development team. That team is what has been working very hard under Karen's leadership for the last few years now, and that's what leads us to today.
Once it's been decided that this is necessary, what is the API's role in the process of development and in ensuring industry alignment?
So API's role, and specifically the department that I manage, our role is really to facilitate all the committee work. So the DOAP, the NCDT, all the other sub-working groups, things like base oil interchange, viscosity grade read across. We're really there to just facilitate and work through that consensus-based standard setting process, working directly with the OEMs, the oil marketers, the additive companies, of course the test labs, etc., and just trying to keep pace and make sure that meetings are scheduled and minutes are out on time, and so really just the facilitator of the entire process.
Starting with Karen, but then going to Heather, what is the job of the NCDT, and then how does that foster collaboration with OEMs, oil marketers, and additive companies?
So the NCDT is a collaboration between the oil marketers, the engine manufacturers, the additive suppliers that make the chemistry, and it's a collaborative process where we have to determine what are the performance limits, what are the targets, what performance limits can be met, and what's appropriate, what meets the need of the requests from the Engine Manufacturers Association. So it's a collaborative effort. As Bill said, it's probably been over the last 4 or 5 years to make sure that we've got targets set that we can meet, that we've got engine hardware for testing that'll last through the end of the category, which is projected to 2040, and to make sure that the category will survive as it's anticipated.
Well, Karen captured it very well already, but just to highlight, it is a consensus process. The meetings are open to all interested stakeholders, so all of the truck and engine manufacturers, the test labs, the oil marketers, the additive companies, and it's a collaborative effort between all of those groups. We, from the EMA standpoint, the truck and engine manufacturers work together to get those goals that we would like to see as a group.
So you said that there is a lot of industry collaboration going into this. It's not a marketing move. But what's new inside PC-12 and why does that matter? So Bill, if you could walk us through where PC-12 stands today as it nears completion.
So PC-12 right now is really on the final step. We have cleared all of the preliminary hurdles. The technology demonstration period has ended. All of the ballots through ASTM and API Lubricants Group have all passed. The standards for API service categories CL4 and FB4 have passed and are now going to be implemented into the API 1509 engine oil standard. And so you'll see on the screen here, if not already, yep, there they are. Those are the donuts for the two new service categories. And so we're ready for first licensing as we sit through a 1-year mandatory API waiting period. And that waiting period is really just to allow all of the oil marketers and additive companies to have time to develop their products. And so we're set for first licensing January 1st of 2027.
Could potential EPA changes impact the development of PC-12?
No, the development of PC-12 is a technical exercise. We've been requested to make improvements in the oil standard by the engine manufacturers to help them meet their technical needs. And so while some of that might be driven by regulatory targets, it's not driving the PC-12 process, right? That will continue on. We're improving the oil for the engine manufacturers and for the customers so that they get better performance, and that is going to continue on its own path.
And Heather, if you could shine a light on the OEM side of that, could EPA changes impact any adoption of PC-12?
No, the category, PC-12 category, is still a relevant category. It is beneficial technically for modern engines. It will offer improvements that we're looking for in areas of durability, oxidation control, wear protection, and so those improvements will be important for today's engines and tomorrow's engines, and still a valid category.
So the needs of those engines moves us into our next category where we're talking about field testing trials and fleet readiness. Karen, how is Shell preparing its products for this new specification?
So we're going through the product development and testing phase, which is kind of an iterative process. We start with identifying the chemistries and the base oils, and then doing the lab testing and the engine testing. And then in addition to that, we do field trials, fleet trials. So we've accumulated 8 million miles to date on the road in engines on the new oils, and over 12,000 hours on the off-highway side. We test newer equipment, we test 20-year-old equipment, because backward compatibility is important just to make sure that the performance of the oil is what we expect it to be when we release the final products.
Heather, what should fleets be doing now to prepare for this new category of oils?
Yes, in preparation for PC-12 being available, fleets can look at what their current products that are in their fleet, the trucks that they have, if what they can use, what's recommended, and what future products that they'll be purchasing if they're able to. What are the recommendations? Can they use the products, and then decide what works best for their fleet with the products that are available. So just checking with your OEM. Are they able to use these upcoming products?
Thank you all so much for watching. If you want more info on PC-12 and other great trucking topics, head over to fleetequipmentmag.com. We'll see you next time.